Good evening. Welcome along. It's live stream time. I've lost my headphones as Belgium try and get in immediately. We are back for our first and only quarter-final watch along today. As unfortunately, timing wise, I am in Luton for the weekend, catching up with a bit of non-league football and pre-season. But I hope you're all keeping well. I hope you're looking forward to this one. We had a pretty routine victory last night, didn't we, for France, if we're being honest. And now today, we've got the chance to see whether Spain can do the same as they're expected to, perhaps, against Belgium, after Rudy Garcia's produced a couple of masterclasses in tactical substitutions recently. But they've lost Tielemans in the build-up to this game. So a little bit of a downer there for Belgium. Brian, Matt, Aidan, good to have you all in. Hope you're keeping well. Bear with me a moment as I get the other fan plugged in. I will apologise for any background noise it causes tonight, but given that the players get a hydration break when it's over 30 degrees at pitch level, well, it's over 30 degrees in here, so exactly the same. We will be taking advantage where possible. I hope you're keeping cool wherever you are, because it has been a tough week, hasn't it? It doesn't look like it's getting any cooler. Yeah, welcome in, Aidan. Enjoy the darts. I hope you're looking forward to it. Matt, the European qualifiers, I mean, landed brilliantly from a Northern Ireland point of view, but all the other Irish and Welsh sides had a rotten time. So yeah, not the perfect start, really. You can just about see the corner of the football table getting built as well. I'm hoping it'll be sat here in the background next week, which would be lovely. So fingers crossed that'll be what you see next time we're live, which will be on Tuesday night, as we watch the first semi-final. I'm hoping, obviously, if all goes to plan as an Englishman, this will be our penultimate stream of the World Cup. If England get to the semi-final and final, of course, we won't be live streaming them. If England go out tomorrow night, then it'll be 3 more streams to go. Matt, welcome. The Nomads got a draw. They did a 0-0, but none of them scored today. It was a tough old night. You just have to hope that the league reforms make a difference in the next few years, where they've gone to 16 teams. There's going to be hopefully more of a competitive edge, a sponsorship, more income for teams. But the European competition is where it comes down to. And unless TNS can produce miracles in Conference League qualifying, I don't know. But going out in the first round always makes it tricky. Brian had a jackpot today. Found a sealed copy of FM21 in a charity shop for £4. Brilliant. Deciding what save to do between Colwyn Bay in Wales, Tromsø in Norway, or a team in the Republic of Ireland. Well, FM21 was obviously the year I did Bangor City and had wonderful fun in Wales with lots of good players coming through. Let's hang on a minute. Spain are breaking through the midfield here. Chance to get it wide, but it's just behind the man on the left-hand side. Hoping to be more crowded, please. At Bangor City, yes. Good to have him back in the second tier again as that ball into the box. Just flicked, but cleared away pretty comfortably. It's been a quiet start so far, hasn't it? I did realise that I completely forgot to share this earlier on. The oldest club in Wales. I mean, are they now officially? Because you know how people feel about the Phoenix and all of that. But early doors, we are seeing, while Belgium are trying to play on a break a bit, it is generally, Spain are on the front foot keeping possession. Bit of a weird start to the game. I think this is weird because it's one of the ones where people aren't expecting much, are they? Again, unable to get out Belgium. Spain pressing really well. It's the thing we've probably not seen from them in this tournament is just how quickly they can press. They were all over teams in FM24. FM24? Euro 24. But not quite the same this time, as Doku works out with some lovely footwork, then tries to do a little bit too much and gives the ball away, although it finds its way back to him. Good hold-up play up front. Bangor City, good memories. The save where I discovered you're in a random video recommended from Lalujo. Brilliant. FM21 was the weird year where Everyone sort of discovered me, either the Scots for the head coach, the Welsh one picked up a few for the Builder Nation. But I'm glad, obviously, that it all worked out that way. Good point. Wonder is the oldest club in Wales nowadays. Of the originals, yeah, it's a good question. I don't know. Because obviously the Phoenix versions of Bangor and Real both have their numbers in the name, don't they? Just 3 years apart. But there must be a still going original club from the 1800s somewhere, surely. Did anyone? I don't know if anyone's in yet who's affected by it, but anyone enjoyed the National League fixtures today? They've not worked out kindly for me, but can't have it all, can you? The Spain keeping possession, Belgium sitting on the edge of their box. This is going to be a very, very predictable style of game, I think. You have 4 cups in Wales. Absolutely. You used to have the Welsh Cup, the League Cup, the League Europe. You used to have the, was it Tunnock's Caramel Wafer that year it was sponsored by, but the Scottish Challenge Cup. Then when you were in Northern Ireland, you had one more even than that, because you had a Steel and Sons Cup or whatever it was called regionally. Crazy, really. I would ask how you set up the database back then and what leagues were loaded, but you probably couldn't remember. At the start, it would have just been UK and Ireland, and then probably would have expanded as we got into Europe. It's only really the last 2 to 3 years since I've had this computer that I've had more loaded from the start. Trust Trophy, yeah, that's the one. Is a good addition of the game though, FM21. I think that's definitely one of the stronger additions. And maybe it's just us all remembering it as well, because it was the winter of lockdowns and things, and we were all able to play FM. Maybe we enjoyed it more, I don't know. Sports by the Grand, welcome in. Belgium will win 1-0. It's a bold call. I mean, it does come down to whether Spain can find a way to break through Belgium here, because they're just going to sit deep and try and hold their shape. They've obviously got people on the bench who can make a difference later on. But so often we just see Spain, as France did last night against Morocco, just find a way in the end. And I wonder whether that will be the case here as well. Belgium struggling to get out at the moment. So players loading a database setup. The only thing I definitely remember doing, Brian, is when you could add players from a nation, and I added all of the Welsh. But yeah, if you're doing FM21, if you're Bangor, you need Argentina and Italy loaded. That was part of the problem we had. But yeah, definitely load all the Welsh players in, because you get loads of free agents or people who haven't been about for a couple of years that you can then get a deal with. Even though it never took place. No, it didn't matter, obviously, that year. Spain didn't excite me that much last match. No way Belgium did. Yeah, I agree. Belgium were very good against the United States. Sharo, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. The one thing I would say for Belgium is the USA came out and played aggressively against them and left tons of space in behind. Spain are a bit more controlled and a bit more measured. But Spain's challenge is to try and break teams down. And that's maybe what teams have learnt from the Euros. Obviously, we've mentioned Williams on the left is a massive miss. He's obviously not been fully fit, but who knows? Hopefully in time, eh? We'll get to see an entertaining game. I'm not sure Belgium will want it to be, because if it is, they're probably going to come out on the wrong side of it. Free kick into the front post, deflected away by De Bruyne. Into the box again, or block shot. Sports by the Gram, thank you for the YouTube sub as well. Appreciate that. We are simulcasting Twitch and YouTube. But Spain might come in a bit sluggish and get surprised. Hey, wouldn't be the first in this World Cup, would they? Obviously, Belgium were almost caught out by Senegal the same way. Not that they were as heavy favourites in that game, but were very sluggish in the first hour. We saw it Argentina against Egypt. We've seen it a number of times. The Challenge Cup's now KDM Evolution Trophy, which Clydebank have been invited to. Exactly, Aidan, but it doesn't have the Welsh, the Northern Irish or non-league English sides in it anymore, which is a shame when you're doing those stories in FM. It's a good block, actually, that. Manga City last game was FM22, but they withdrew from the North. Is that the year where they were threatened with like 42 points of deductions and then didn't end up finishing it? Let's hope the Bangor City 2.0 go up and the big crowds come home and away. It'd be great in a couple of years if you have Bangor and Rill up there and like all the old guard, Lanetti. I'd get all the old Welsh guard up there. Is it not, Matt? I didn't think they'd confirmed it. Have they confirmed what free-to-air there is now? Because there is some, but they haven't said what yet. Because the announcement for the Cymru Premier TV or whatever it's called, there will still be free-to-air football announcement coming soon. So I think there will still be someone S4C or somewhere else. Sports, yeah, but I think France takes it all. To be honest, it's hard to disagree at the moment. I don't think we've seen anything to suggest that somebody's going to stop France. Oh, the KDM trophy, yeah. It's a shame because they don't really do that much. But you get the odd game on BBC Alba, but none with English commentary, I'm afraid. Yeah, and I feel that's a shame, Aidan, because that's what happened with the Johnston Paint or the EFL trophy down here, and it's not the same. It takes away from the tournament. I think the Swiss beats Argentina as well. That's a bold call. I think it'll be a close game, but I do fancy Argentina to just edge it in the end as Spain worked the ball in behind. Not sure if it was onside. In the end, it's out for a goal kick. Good defending. But then I think the other two quarterfinals are both tighter than these two. I think most people had Spain as pretty comfortable favourites. Oh, he's onside. Very poor from the left back to play them all on. France, well, Morocco didn't try to beat them really, did they? Which surprised me, given how they played against Brazil. And then I think these two, Norway v England, is obviously the battle of the attacks against weaker defences. And Switzerland, Argentina is the old battle of irresistible force and immovable object. The Swiss will be set up solidly. They were very dire to watch, but actually very strong and solid against Colombia. And Argentina are vulnerable, but have got plenty of flair and attack, as we saw. You've got England winning too. I said this a bit earlier. I'm not confident as an England fan, but if you asked me to look at it as a neutral, I'd probably say it was 60-40 in England's favour, to be fair. So I would agree with you on that basis, but I don't like to admit it as an England fan. I still think it'll be a very tense night. I did have it down as an extra time game as well. Apparently Edison's move from Atlanta to United had collapsed. They are not having much fun with centre midfielders this summer, are they? Argentina vid a Swiss wall. Well, that's kind of what I'm expecting in terms of setup. A bit similar to this. I expect Switzerland to set up as Belgium have tried to. Maybe not giving the ball away in their own box like that, though. Oh, that was the Serafino year, wasn't it? With Bangor City. As De Bruyne breaks away to Doku. And this is where Spain have got to be careful. And Doku, look, he's held the ball up there. He's got to be quick and direct on the counter, and he's still going with it. Works the ball right. Now, can they produce a moment of magic? Shot from the edge of the box. Too predictable. Blocked by Cucurella. First little one for Cider for Belgium. Yeah, they did have Serie A last year. They won't this season, I wouldn't have thought. Let's have a look. Nice of Burnley to announce their manager just after going as well. Yeah, Man United have cancelled it after he failed his medical, apparently. Spain breakaway down the right-hand side. He went for his medical after the World Cup and failed it. Interesting. The Burnley boss is Nicky Hayen, the old Haverford boss who'd been at Club Brugge and Genk since. It's a very intriguing appointment. They love their managers from Belgium, don't they? But certainly an interesting one on paper. It's a good appointment on paper. It's an interesting one. I'm not sure whether he'll be given the time to build in a way he'd like, but we'll wait and see. Club Brugge were quite patient with him. And I feel Genk would have been in this job as well. But it's interesting. It's good to see him getting the job. Evening, Jake. Good to have you in. I hope you're keeping well. 1920 was the season had the 42 points deduction. That would be right. Yeah, a year earlier. Because I remember that when we were doing the FM21, so it wouldn't have been later because we talked about it in the intro. Happy Scotland games not behind a paywall. Yeah, great news for all of the UK, actually. The BBC have kept the rights to all the Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland games for the next 3 years. I think we'll be quite patient with Hayen, to be honest. We have been with most of our managers. But then most of them, you've had relative success, hadn't you? Like, Company was barely losing his first season. Parker took you up. That there isn't any other expectation. If Hayen's 6th or 7th in December or January, I don't think he'll be staying there. Yes, I remember the story of Serafino and his son, and they had that Stephen Vaughan in the background, didn't they? The old Chester player who was a bit of a crook by all accounts. Down the right come Belgium. Chance to get the ball into the box early. This is where you want Lukaku second half. Foul committed at the back post. It's not been the best 20 minutes, has it? But nice to see Belgium getting a couple of counters in. One hell of a dive from Yamal. I wonder where the bookings come in there. Just hope they allow him to build his team. Yeah, and that's the one thing I would say, Jake, this summer that's maybe a bit different to the year with Company and Parker, particularly the Company one. Because there's a lot of turnaround there with Esteve, with Jaden Anthony, Fleming's going to go. There's going to be a few moving, aren't there? Pedro arrived. That was a bold move, yeah. A bizarre few years, wasn't it, for our Belgian football? I will quickly say as well, if we go to extra time tonight, I won't be able to stick with it because we are up at 5 o'clock tomorrow. So no extra time for me tonight if we do get to that bridge. Aiden, what a trooper, eh? Now you can get away with whatever you want the rest of the evening. Clever play, that. Clever play. The only thing I can complain about tonight is fatigue. But apart from that, we're all good. It was so hot yesterday. We ended up sleeping downstairs again because it was too hot to go into the bedroom. And this office today has been murderous. A World Cup winner at a Welsh club. It's just bonkers. There was a lot about that era that was bonkers, wasn't there? The more you look at it. Belgium trying to play out from the back here still. And if they can break through, they're going to have a 3-on-3. That's what they're aiming for. No wonder they made the Splinter Club. Yeah, they were never going to get out of that situation. Well, good news for you, Aiden. You've got a hydration break in about 3 minutes. Because I will be doing exactly the same. They were badly run, but then it was just the chaos that went around it, wasn't it? Here comes Spain again. Lovely little reverse pass. That's what they've got to do. It's the quick change of tempo at the back. And Belgium have given it back to them on the edge of the box. Jamal Cole's one is wide. It's twice in this game already that Belgium have given it away in their own 25 yards. Lies exactly, Matt. And as a Luton fan, we spent most of the 2000s there, so there you go. I don't know if I'll be doing extra time working tomorrow, or I'll be fresh on the train by 7:15, Hitchin v Luton at lunchtime, and then Norway, England in the evening, of course. Oh, isn't it, Matt? It's always the fans who have to suffer for it in the end. Spain win the free kick on halfway. Yamal wanted the advantage there, I think. They have Declan McManus, which is good, yeah. Very good player. I'm just intrigued to see how the whole new structure works in Wales, to be honest. I feel like it's going to be a slightly different style of year. Welcome in Football 17. Good to have you here. Thank you for popping in and saying hello. And you'll be back for Norway. I bet you will. Can't miss a game of your beloved Norway, can you? Spain just starting to work through a little bit more quickly a couple of times. Not anything clear cut from it yet. And now we have got the hydration break. So I think very quickly, I'm going to do the same as Aiden and go and top up the drink. We'll be back in a minute to crack on with the next bit. But go and get yourselves a drink top up. It's a boiling hot evening. Make sure you've got everything you need. We'll be back in a minute for the second quarter of this World Cup quarter final. See you in a minute. And we are back post the first hydration break. We're just kicking off again. That's lovely timing. And it's not been the biggest game so far. It's sort of what we've expected, isn't it? It's been a little bit what should we say? Defensive from Belgium. I know they've had a couple of counter attacks, but perhaps not been their most aggressive display. A couple of counters, that's about it. Spain not really able to break the door down yet. Just wonder if it'll go the way of France, Morocco later on as the door opens and they start to tire, or whether bringing on people like Lukaku can make a bigger difference in this one. Thank you everyone for sticking with us though. Tracks bigger crowds, granted Wales got 3 million people, but they do big things there. Exactly. That will make a difference, Matt. Yeah, not a bad idea, Aiden. It's a hot one. You got to be careful in this weather. We went for a run first thing this morning before it got too hot, which was a good idea. Thankfully, we were able to get back to normal after that and get a few fans on in the office. Hollywell are finally up for good for them. Yeah, absolutely. And the question is now whether those teams can sustain it. Because in a 16-team league, it's obviously going to look a bit different. You're going to be playing a wider variety of opposition, which does have its challenges if you're a team that's come up for the first time as well, which is, you know, you've got to have a bigger scouting budget. You've got to be able to look at more different teams set up in more different ways. Travel more, costs associated with that. So the other side of it does need to work well as well. Spain have got the ball 30 yards out. Again, lots of players in support, but not too many unmarked at the moment. The two wide players in terms of Yamal on the right and then Cucurella who's pushing forward on the left are staying so wide here on the touchline. But they're just trying to force the issue a bit here. A few passes not quite coming off. And so far, while it is 0-0, Belgium will be thrilled with where they are. They'll be very happy with this game. Has anyone got any pre-season games booked in or any plans? I've been marking down my games today at all levels from sort of this weekend to the end of September. Got a fair few in the locker now. Also excelling from south to North Wales, exactly. And that's where the big difference comes. Interestingly, on the Discord poll earlier, every single person said Spain was going to win. So it might be another one we all get wrong. Watching Burnley play Cincinnati after this at 12:30. Brilliant. But thank you everyone who stuck with us. I do appreciate it. A nice calm evening. I've got the only weeks I haven't got for is I haven't picked a game for next weekend yet if there's a friendly or anything. And I haven't picked one for the week that's July going into August, though I probably will go to the Sunday Guiseley game there. I was tempted by York Sunderland next weekend. It's worked into the box for Spain. First one saved and the rebound is in. There's the breakthrough. And Spain had to be held off for longer than that. Otherwise, it was always going to be difficult. Fabian Ruiz gets the goal. And now it becomes a very different game because what are Belgium going to do? First game might be 19th September. That's late, Aidan. When does the league season start? Let's have a look at this again. It's worked out wide for Spain. Again, those two wide players just staying there. This time it's Porro. Yamal plays the 1-2 with him, overlapping, which is great. It's cut back to Olmo, who's just left unmarked. The first time we've seen two players unmarked in the box. Almost shot saved by Courtois. He dives to his right. Actually hits his shin, I think. Then a rebound. Despite the best efforts of the defender sliding in, Ruiz was left unmarked. He just reacts quickest. Through the legs of the defender. It's a clever finish. And Spain are 1-0 up, barring a VAR check, which is going to be absolutely fine. So let's get the score updated. It's what we need tonight. A nice comprehensive win and game over very quickly. Football trivia question, Aidan. We'll get that out in a second. Just need the B teams to exit the KDM trophy door, bring the cross-border clubs. I don't mind the non-league team staying, but yeah, the B teams definitely. Not got any early season games planned. I always love August and September for going to matches when you can go and enjoy a day out in the places as well. Only go when you're not working. That is a problem at that age, isn't it? I had a year when I was working Saturdays every week. Then one when I was playing football every Saturday. You missed a lot of games. The downside of it. The upside is it means you can afford to go in the future. All right, let's get a football trivia, shall we? Feel like we should do Belgium today, shouldn't we? Given the fact that they're in action. How many have we got? There you go. This one should be easier because they're all fairly recent. Can you name the 10 Belgian players who have scored 20 or more Premier League goals? So 10 Belgian players that have scored 20 or more Premier League goals. You're on the 19 final this Sunday. Yeah, I did see that. I think, to be honest, once I've watched the two games on Saturday night, I'll be sleeping through most of Sunday. In fact, no, it's on Saturday night, isn't it? Yes, on Saturday night. It's at 7 p.m. So yeah, I'm going to save myself. Having been to football at lunchtime, I'll save myself then for 10 and 2 o'clock. I think that's Spain as well, though, isn't it? John, welcome in. Because his birthday's 19th September, we can make an exception for that. Absolutely. Let's have a look at the answers then. Kevin Morales is correct. 29 goals for Everton. De Bruyne is spot on. Fourth place. 72 between Chelsea and Manchester City as Rodri pips it up to the back post. It's headed away. Very much all Spain again now. Lukaku, obviously, yep, top of the tree, Aiden. 121 between Chelsea, West Brom, Everton and United as Yamal breaks forward. Edge of the box, he's fouled. That's great play. Fellaini, spot on. John, 6th place, 37 goals. I don't think there's any names that are going to fool people in this one. Benteke is correct, Aiden. 2nd place, 86 goals between Villa, Liverpool and Palace. Eden Hazard is, of course, correct. 3rd place, 85 goals for Chelsea. Not Jan Vertonghen. No, didn't get many at all. There are no defenders on the list. I did see that, Matt, because that would have been a way for me to tick it off, but unfortunately, not going to be. Leandro Trossard, yes, one of only 2 active Premier League players in this list, Jake. Well done. He has gone 52 and counting. Doku is not on there yet, I don't think. Or is he just missing? Because he must have a few more goals than that, surely. Have a look. Oh, he's only got 11 goals for City. Fair enough. Not Vincent Company. He misses out. He only got 18. A Spain's free kick. Oh, good save. Courtois down to his right. Back into the danger zone, away for a corner. This is maybe that Spain performance where we saw it with France against Senegal. We saw it with England against Croatia. We saw it with a few of the other sides. Norway against Brazil in the second half. Spain just seemed to be having that performance today where you stand up and take notice a little bit. I was going to say for Marlon, didn't he have a ridiculous scoring season? He did, but only one. 13 overall he got, not 20. Yeah, Hazard was right, Matt. We've had him. Divock Origi is correct. 22 between Liverpool and Forest. As the ball hits Michael Oliver there. Had a good game so far. Tielemans is the other active player. Spot on. 8th place with 26 goals. Leaves us with, I think, just one. Yeah, we've only got one left to get. Another midfielder. I can confirm that Company just missed out, as did Vermaelen, as did Michy Batshuayi, interestingly, and Branko Strupar, the original Belgian in the Premier League. But there is one more to get in 10th place. from a relatively recent era of Premier League football. Oh, good run again in behind from Spain. The space is opening up now. Oliver just body checked Olmo. I wonder if that's revenge. It was clearly an accident. Oh, Michael Oliver's had a good game. I always say this when people talk about the refereeing in the Premier League and that. I say every time you see the English referees on the international stage or in the European games, they're always really good. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Yeah, the one thing, this has been a brilliant World Cup. The one thing I am looking forward to is the end of bloody Celeb Cam, where it's just constantly bringing up US celebrities. Raskin might be sold, but I take Devlin. Hey, it does look like it's edged a step closer, doesn't it? It's been an interesting summer in Scotland. Obviously, Celtic made a good signing today as well. A lot going on at the top. It's that Spurs player, I can't think of his name. It is West Brom as well. Don't forget the West Brom. There it is, John. Nasser Chadli, 21 Premier League goals to complete your top 10. Excellent effort, that. Used to remember, he used to have some unbelievable games. And then there'd be plenty where he just didn't turn up, unfortunately. He's a very good player, though. I don't know if he's... is he still going? It is him. It's Nasser Chadli. Part of the bail money. It was weird, wasn't it? Because if you remember at the time, the way that bail money got spent was absolutely crucified, wasn't it? But it actually turned out that, I know Soldado was an exception, but a lot of them were decent signings in the end. Because Ericsson was part of that, wasn't he? Chadley was part of that. Let's have a look, in fact. What year did Bale go? Was it 2013, 14? What do we reckon? Have to have a look. 2013. So that summer. Oh, we've got a bit of an incident there. Carry on in the end. 2013, Tom Indeed. Yeah, Chadley was good. Ericsson was good. Lamella turned out to be a solid, okay player. Vlad Kirikes, they didn't spend much on, in fairness. Chadley came in. Paulinho came in. Etienne Capoue came in. And Soldado. I mean, Soldado's the only massive flop. There were a few average signings in there, but there were 2 or 3 good ones. 2 or 3 okay ones, and then 1 absolute dud. The real problem now that summer is that they let Tom Huddleston go. When you let him go, it all goes wrong. And then Hull got to the FA Cup final, of course. Freed up Ozil for us, so it did. Oh, brilliant feat, Yamal. Tries to do Courtois at the near post. He had done him, but didn't get a shot on target. Starting to look a threat there. The left back's tucking in, and it's basically ending up being Yamal v Doku, which is going to be a bit of a mismatch if Doku's doing the defending. Chadley go to the French league after West Brom. I don't know. Let's have a look. Yeah, I thought Paulinho was all right as well, John. Let's see what happened to Nasser Chadley these days. He's a former footballer, so he's retired. He did. He went to Monaco, then Anderlecht, Istanbul, Westerlo, Standard Liège, and then finished off. "66 caps for Belgium." It's not a bad career, is it? Actually, Spurs, bar FC Twente before, was the best scoring spell of his career. On the right-hand side, crossing, it's 1-1. Oh, what a header that is. Out of nowhere on the break, Belgium go level. Oh, this game needed that. This game needed that. Really lax defending from Spain. And I've got to say, he was the best defender in Euro 2024 by a long way, but that's not the best from Cucurella. Really isn't. But equally, great run at the front post. Really good ball in. Have a look at this again. It's worked out to the right-hand side. Just make sure there's no problems. Right, the right back, Porro's played them all on. What about from the cross? I slips. Kukurea is nowhere near, but the left midfielder slips. First one is offside. Second one, he's onside. It's fine. What about the cross? Oh, I think he's offside. I think he's offside. Hang on. They're not mentioning it in a commentary, which makes me think I may be seeing it wrong, but it looked off to me. It looked like he made the run back round the defender, but he was offside when the cross came in. Oh, we've kicked off. I was waiting for the VAR. I'd like to see that one again. Didn't really get a mention or any coverage. Maybe I'm just going blind. Well, who saw that coming? Lovely time. 42 minutes gone. It did look it, Jake, didn't it? We made that run. Welsh Premier League players to the Scottish leagues might happen, which would be nice. Yeah, it'd be nice to see a bit more collaboration between the UK with the leagues. Yeah, it's not good defending all round. I don't know why it is in this game that both of the fullbacks are tucking in so much for both teams. Didn't help there. Now, if Belgium can get to the break at 1-1 as they nearly give it away in their own box again, could make things very interesting. I'll tell you what, they've got a breakaway again here. Oh, that's naughty. The defender slipped. He then handballed it, tried to take the man out. Callum Ward. Interesting. There's a few keepers moving along. There was McCracken from Dundee has gone to Bradford. Yeah, there's been some interesting moves. Luton have obviously had a slightly busier week, confirming Casey Palmer back on a permanent deal. Corley Woodrow has left permanently to Wickham. And Harrison Ashby's coming on loan, who's been through sort of Championship and League One loans. In fact, you had him, didn't you? John at QPR. I'm sure you had him a year or two ago. Here's Charles on loan. Some good people turning up there. Harry Town sold a player to Kilmarnock again, boost the reputation for the Welsh League. And the thing is, in this data age, people are always going to be looking. Ashby, yeah. I'm intrigued to see how he does. It's a position we've had enormous problems with in recent years. We've basically had Isaiah Jones covering in there. Even in the Premier League, where we had Issa Kabore on loan, then we had Hashi Okru joined in January. Fred Onyedinma ended up there for a bit. Oh, here's the offside thing. Oh, so his arm was offside. But his body was on. There you go. Well, Aidan, as we've seen before, the data doesn't always lie. And statistically, he was the best goalkeeper in the bottom half last year. I think they'll be happy. And if you guys are happy as well, it's a bonus for everyone, isn't it? Dan Neil, good for you. Yeah, agreed. You really needed to improve the defensive side with Rangers this summer. It was clearly the priority. So the fact that a few defenders and a couple of, let's say, dynamic midfielders have come in is a really good sign. It's a lovely cross from Castagna, that, it must be said. I actually think the Laporte defending is worse because he's just out of shape completely. Yeah, but that's the way, Limerick. It's only the one that matters, isn't it? I thought he was offside in that one as well before we saw the replay. Very close in the end. I'm just hoping it will liven the game up because it does seem now Belgium, instead of seeing that bit of joy and thinking we can go and win this, have just gone straight back to go, right, we're level again. Let's go back to the plan, sit in our shape. And Holmo gets in behind with a lovely first touch, but the second's not so good. Shank behind for a corner. Yeah, Leeds have basically got half the Welsh international team, haven't they now? Adding Harry Wilson as well. Ah, AY, thank you very much. Welcome in to the Raiders. Good to have you here. It's a very relaxed one tonight. We're just watching a bit of Spain, Belgium, having a bit of football chat. I hope you're keeping well. Let us know how your stream went. You've been playing FM. What have you been up to? Not giving you the shout out properly either, which doesn't help. We'll get there eventually. I've done it in the wrong chat, that's why. How are you all keeping? How was your stream? It's almost half time here, and despite the fact that it's been a pretty dominant performance for the most part by Spain, Belgium have had a couple of chances on the break, and again, another one here, you know. They've cleared the corner, and if the through ball's better, he's one-on-one. It's a brilliant opportunity for Belgium to get in there, but instead, Spain have got the attack now. 4-on-4 at the back. It's going crazy. Spain slow it down again. It's forced out to the left-hand side. Very warm but good. Yeah, the office has been a bit unbearable up here in the attic today, it must be said. I hope you've got a suitable number of fans or ice packs, whichever it is. Let's have a look at this again. Spain were asking for a penalty for something. Oh, handball, but it hit Raskin on the chest. It didn't even touch his arm. Oh, it hit his chest, then his arm, but he can't do anything about it. It's down by his side. Matt Ferguson in Glasgow as well. Raskin boosted your valuation. That's all you want, isn't it? Yeah, to an extent, I get that, but it's kind of the game we expected. Belgium were going to sit behind the ball. Spain were going to dominate it, but not always look like unlocking the door. And it's the biggest difference between now and Euro 24 is, two Spain players have clashed there head to head. That is not good. One of them's fine. Have a look at this again. They're suggesting there was a push to make it happen. No, there's nothing in that. It's just bad luck. Almost come off worse there, I think. But yeah, Belgium have sat behind the ball. Spain, without having Nico Williams from the 2024 Euros, not quite the same threat on the left-hand side. And it just means that they're a little easier to defend against as a team. But after going 1-0 up, you thought they were going to run away with it. They had a really good 5 or 10 minutes. And then it's sort of been back to square one. Conceded a poor goal. Coventry have agreed a 17 million deal for the Swiss fullback Amenda from Eintracht Frankfurt. That's a good player. That's a decent signing, I think. They are going to need big improvements in defence. I'm surprised they haven't been busier already, but intriguing to see what the next week or two brings. Welsh Cup's still a good competition in my eyes. It's a big gamble that they've got rid of the League Cup and everything, put all their focus on the Welsh Cup. See how it works out. As Doku is trying to turn the fullback inside out, gets to the byline, then after all that work, chips it straight out for a goal kick. Yeah, a very tough week in Europe. 1 minute to half time. I will warn you today, we won't be doing the usual sitting and chatting the whole thing. We'll go and take an extended break to get a drink and such. Enjoy the cold for 5 minutes. Hey, no worries. Thank you very much for popping in. Enjoy some food. Hopefully you've got something good for Friday night. Thank you very much for popping in. Have a good one. Follow Ward if you haven't already. Might go to Italy. I think there'll be a few takers for him, to be fair. He's a decent player. He's obviously not covered himself in glory attitude-wise, but he's clearly a good footballer. He's fairly mobile. And obviously with the Scottish season starting so early at this point, he wouldn't be ready for 3 or 4 weeks of it anyway. Is he about the last SPL player left, is he? Depends if we can cash in, yeah. And that's it. Can you get the value you want? The half-time whistle goes. It is 1-1. The Ketelara puts Belgium level after that Ruiz opener. 2 poor bits of defending from wide areas, it must be said. Theme of the tournament continues. But Belgium are back in the tie, and that will make it an interesting second half. But hopefully still no extra time. We can't be doing that tonight. Thank you everyone who stuck with us. Thank you, Wardy, for the raid as well. We will go and take a half-time breather in a minute. I've nearly run out of drink again already. Give you a proper 5 minutes to go and get your drinks topped up and that this time. A reminder as well, we are next live on Tuesday night when we're back from Luton. We're going to be watching the first semi-final. And then we'll also be live on Wednesday if England aren't participating in the second one. We'll wait and see. But for now, let's go and top up the drinks, get a breather from the heat, open a window for 5 minutes. We'll be back in 4 or 5. We'll get ready for the second half. Stick with us, get yourselves a snack. We'll be back in a few minutes. Maybe an ice cream in this weather too. See you in a few. And we are back, ready for the second half. Unfortunately, the window's got to be closed again now, but good to be here. We've got an interesting game on our hands now with that Belgium equaliser. We'll be waiting to see how we're going to go. Let's have a look at what's been happening. Oh, yeah, I forgot about Asgard as well, still in for the SPL, spot on. Both Rangers then. Yeah, I don't know if he'll start or be on the bench. Be interesting to see the selection. Dream World Cup, it would be Asgard Raskin. I'm not sure either of those would expect that. Set your alarm for 7 tomorrow. Yeah, lucky Aiden. My alarm's at 5 o'clock tomorrow. Looking forward to seeing Luton start a pre-season. Watching a video on Facebook with Ben Foster about why Premier and Champions League teams tend to sign players in August. Apparently clubs are obligated to pay the wages for July of players leaving to cover for the potential drop in wages at a new club. I checked to make sure the video wasn't fake by checking the rule. Wow, there you go. And it's the same, obviously, now with PSR as well, Limerick, for a different situation, obviously. But now the reason we're not seeing much work in June and it's all waiting until July, they've opened the windows earlier, but then they've made the accounting rules stay at the end of June. So obviously, teams aren't signing anyone until the 1st of July when their balance sheet rechecks. It's very odd, the way that rules haven't been thought of together. But there you go. The teams are out for the second half now, ready to go. And despite the window, it is not much colder in here, it must be said. Still over 30 degrees. Let's hope we get a good second half to liven us up. Of course, tomorrow night as well, Argentina-Switzerland is the last overnight game. I did see as well, I don't know if you're still in, Matt, that TNS's game on Tuesdays are on BBC iPlayer. So we'll watch a bit of that before the France game in the World Cup semi-final against whoever wins this one. Unfortunately, all the Thursday night games appear to be behind a paywall. And we're still waiting for news on some of the other Scottish ones. Do you know what? That's one other thing that annoys me. Countdowns for the second half. We don't need a countdown for the second half, do we? Come on. Well, now we've done the countdown and we haven't kicked off yet. What was the delay? There we go. Spain 1, Belgium 1 into the second period. Gay could be out tomorrow with a hamstring injury. See, everyone was getting their knickers in a twist about Dan Burn potentially starting. There was always going to be a reason, wasn't there? It's hilarious how many of our defenders have managed to get injured, though. Oh, Spain going early in the second half. Cucurella, yeah. He's getting in a hissy fit about the ball, saying that he got the ball, but it's quite clear that he diverted his movement in his run to go across the man. Why is Rice not playing? I said he had an illness a few days ago. He'd be fine. Essentially, no, Tom. So all 4 of the nations involved take part in European qualifying, but the top 2 ranked FIFA World Ranking that don't get through automatically then end up getting a wild card. So there's up to 2 places up to grabs. So essentially, if 2 of the home nation, I say the home nations because it's the Republic of Ireland instead of Northern Ireland, but if 2 of the 4 qualify, all 4 will be there. If none of them qualify, then England and whoever's second ranked out of the other 3 will be there. And I'm pretty sure it was confirmed that by England getting to the quarterfinals in the World Cup this time, that they can't actually be demoted from the top 2 of the 4 sides now. So statistically, England are there, but they are still going through qualifying. And in qualifying, could ironically help Scotland, Wales, or Republic of Ireland get there. The Spain try and work in behind. Courtois comes. Yamal tries to get there. The flag now goes up. Our Rice has a bug. He'll be all right. If he's got a bug, I'm sure he'll find a way to play. Shame we have to help them. So, well, we could just throw qualifying. Yeah, it was just off. Throw qualifying, and then whoever Scotland are managed by. Yeah, but obviously, Aiden, don't forget before European qualifying, there's another Nations League campaign. So the world rankings will change a bit. Help them enough letting them use all the players born here, yeah. I mean, it worries me more that Roberto Martinez is one of the favourites for that job still. I don't know if that's just because he's an international manager that's played in Scotland and England who is out of work, but I would suggest that's not the brightest idea. 3.5 years, John. What an effort, eh? Spain with the throw on the left-hand side. It's noticeable that they're trying to be a bit more direct and speed up a little so far in this second half. Trying to get through the Belgian wide areas a bit earlier. I think, Aiden, I think Tom might suggest you started it with the full Viking outfit picture. Just a hunch. The corner kick to Belgium. Doku's done really well there. He's suggesting he was fouled, but it makes no real difference there. It was a corner. It's a great decision. And it was probably a foul as well. Oh, Scott McManchester. John, when I'm 50, I'll come back into the offline chat just to see. Brilliant. Corner kick for De Bruyne. Where's the delivery bin? Is it going to be the right one now? Into the front post, headed away. Free kick to Spain. In fair play to Michael Oliver, he's kept control of this game pretty well. It's a silly foul. Two arm pushing the back right in front of the referee. Well, I don't know, Aiden, because anytime, to be fair, anytime that's happened the other way round, we had the situation, didn't we, with Rice and Grealish for England, and the Irish fans were quite upset about it. I do wonder that if players ever sort of regret the choice they make. I mean, ironically, he still wouldn't get in the England team despite being in the top 20 of the Ballon d'Or last year because he just happens to have Bellingham in the same position. It's just part of the luck, isn't it? We talked about it all the time, Aidan. I talked about it lots last week. Haaland's a proud Yorkshireman. Elise's a Londoner. We talked about it loads. That's what we said. Scotland's best player, France's best player, and Norway's best player are all English. Although you could argue Mbappe might be France's. Part of the running theme. What other ones are we going to unearth? I think, Tom, since you've said that, he can now speak French, I believe. Or at least broken French. But I remember that when he first went in, yeah. Cross into the back post from Spain, header down. Again, it's set pieces and wide areas causing a problem, but the almost shot is miles off. Long goal kick from Belgium. Jake, welcome in. Good to have you here. How have you found the game so far? Intrigued to get your thought on it. Tuchel unhappy about England not being told the reason for the 2-match ban for Kwanzaa. He pointed out his foot is actually pointed out was it just look what we've learned out of this World Cup. Forget about how we think every decision's been got to and whatever, because there's no point bothering with it because we all know what we think and we can't solve it. It's very clear before the next World Cup. There needs to be an appeals process in place, as there is for basically every competition on earth. There needs to be a formal written statement listing the reasons for every decision of a ban, reduction, or increase, as there would be by any independent tribunal. Just problem solved, isn't it? Yeah, that's the problem, Jake. And I said it a bit earlier in the first half. The biggest difference between this Spain side and the one in Euro 2024 is that Williams isn't fit and Yamal's half fit. And they lose so much of that direct threat that they also have, which means their central players then don't get the same space. Having said that, we did see it for 5 or 10 minutes after Spain got the goal, and we thought Belgium would lie down there, so they have to be given credit. It was a good cross-in for the equaliser, albeit not defended too well. So encouraging signs. I'm sure I saw that he could speak some French. Let me have a look. All across the box from Belgium. Block back. Oh, into the side netting. It's a good chance. Belgium have still have 3 or 4 breaks. Let's have a look. Yeah, it says he can now communicate in French, but not fully fluent. There's a little 1-minute clip of him speaking a bit of French now. First sub for Spain. Ruiz, the goal scorer, off. Baina's off as well. Who are the replacements? Ferran Torres and Pedri. It's not bad, is it? I don't think you can call someone useless that's won a Premier League title, been in a Champions League final, won Spain a last 16 of the World Cup match. I think that's a slightly strong word. Thoughts on tomorrow, Jake? So obviously we've got 2 games. So the England game, I can only say the same as I said earlier, which is I'm not confident, but if I was watching this as a neutral, I'd probably say it was 60-40 in England's favour. It's essentially who keeps the centre forward quiet better, isn't it? Because both teams are much weaker in defence than they are in attack. Both strengths going forward. Both have world-class number 9s. And both have a very good number 10 playing off them. So the difference is, I guess, Norway have a good wide threat as well, which is something that the only time we've come up against really was the Ghana game where we struggled massively with it. You couldn't really judge it on the Mexico game because we were sat so deep. So that's something that worries me a little. I would, as it stands, I would edge it England in extra time, which would be Tom's nightmare. A late night on Saturday. If it goes to extra time, no, it will keep me awake for the Argentina-Switzerland, which I think will be a very similar game to this. Switzerland trying to play behind the ball as Belgium have. And Argentina trying to break them down as Spain have. The non-Duolingo between the games. Livingston beating Hearts. I'm sure the Hearts fans that are there tonight will enjoy that. No, I agree. Kwanzaa's challenge is a red card, but it needed no further action. Balogun's is harsh, but needed no further action. And what about that poor lad for Qatar? Because it resulted in a leg break, even though it wasn't a poor challenge at all, really. It was just an unfortunate coming together. And he then got a 5-game ban. This the biggest thing that's come out of this World Cup is they're starting to punish the player based on the outcome rather than the intent and the challenge. And that's a bit of a dangerous precedent for football. Aiden, there's no point. If you've got to be gracious at times. Arsenal were the best team in the Premier League this last season. It wasn't pretty to watch at all times. Yes, they had some VAR decision in their favour. They were the best team in the league. There's no argument about that. I think Marino's a really good player. I bet you thought he was a really good player since he left Newcastle, I'm guessing, Jake. But no, he's one of those, and they're the types of players that I always have the most respect for. People like Marino, James Milner was always one, Henderson another when he used to get stick. Players who've maximised their career. He's not the best footballer. He's probably technically one of the poorer footballers in the Spain team. But he has got every ounce out of his career, and that's something you have to applaud in people. Gonzalez, the keeper's at fault for both goals. Oh dear. He did well at Newcastle, in fairness to him. Yeah, absolutely. He's done well pretty much everywhere, hasn't he? Had a very good career. And don't forget, he's had significant injuries this season. Scored crucial goals still in the title run, in a very important one for Spain. Oh, that's a poor back pass. Got away with it. He's still only 30 years of age. Spain right down the left-hand side here. Olmo with a chance to run to the defence. Again, they've just slowed down too much because Belgium get players back centrally. And they just go back and start again. But now Belgium have got 9 behind the ball. John's gone for a who am I. He just wants to show off. Go on, him. Let's get one of the easier ones out. Should we do a non-World Cup one? We've got Axel Witsel coming on, blimey. There's a bit of a throwback. See, I'm going to do this one because I think it's a fun one. I don't know if it's the hardest one in the world. I like this. We love easy ones, John. There you go. Right. Who am I? Just check I've got all the names in there. Yep, just a row comma at the end. Right. Who am I? I've played with Brennan Johnson, Eric Dyer, Willian, Manuel Ugarte, Ruben Diaz, Armando Broja. I think everyone going on about Kane v Haaland. My opinion, Bellingham alongside Lise probably been the best 10 in the tournament. So is it then the service from Bellingham versus Ødegaard? Because I thought, to be fair, after a slow start in the last game, I thought in the second half, Martin Ødegaard was exceptional against Brazil. Is that almost a more important battle? I think the reason it's been billed, to be fair, Jake, and I know it's obviously the battle of arguably the 2 best number 9s in world football, but I think the reason it's partly been billed as Kane v Haaland is because both central defences are probably amongst the weaker areas for each team. So I think that's part of it as well. As down the left-hand side go Belgium into the front post. Oh, that might be handball because one Spain defender headed it and it's gone straight against the other one. He couldn't do much about it, but his arm was stretched out. And the second shot goes in straight at the keeper. Let's have a look at this again. Laporte heads it onto Rodri. Oh, he's lucky. It's hit him on the chest and the shoulder. His arm was well out, so he would have had no option if it had hit it. Not Bentancur, Aiden. Not David Carmo. Thing is, though, it's Kane into Bellingham. They're working brilliantly as a duo. No, I agree. But then I think that's the first time we saw that. As Spain break in behind, good save, Courtois, corner kick. I think it's the first time we saw it with Ødegaard and Haaland in the last game. And to be fair, Ødegaard's coming back and getting fit, so maybe not a surprise it's been a bit of a slow start for him. It's a crucial touch in the end by the Belgium defender, isn't it? Good save, Courtois. This game's coming to life a little bit now. Still shot Kane picked out Jude for his second instead of taking a shot himself. All about the team, eh? It's a good sign. On a serious note, I do think of the 4 quarterfinals, I think Norway England will be the most exciting one on paper because I think both teams are far better going forward than they are at the back. And despite what Norway say in the media, a bit like the Brazil game, I don't think they'll see themselves as massive underdogs. Not Leno. So a reminder for you, who am I? I've played with Brennan Johnson, Eric Dyer. Hang on a minute, Yamal breaks in. Good challenge. I've played with Brennan Johnson, Eric Dyer, Willian, Manuel Ugarte, Ruben Diaz, Armando Broja. And no, it's not anyone I'm going to be seeing in a pre-season game tomorrow. Spain breaking down the right-hand side again. This game's getting really open now. Yamal trying to break in behind, gives away a silly foul there. I'm glad it's a tough one. I thought it was going to be an easy one. I'm still backing John to get it. Courtois has been a little bit busier this half. Oh, Jake. 2 in the space of a week for you. What an effort. João Paulinho is the correct answer. What a superb effort. The World Cup face to am I's are right up the street for Jake. Let me give you the answers to them. Who am I? I've played with Brennan Johnson at Spurs. Obviously, I tried to catch you out with that one because Brennan Johnson obviously was at there with Paulinho, then left halfway through the year. Eric Dyer at Bayern Munich. Thought I'd get you stuck on the Spurs link when it wasn't there for him. Willian of Fulham. Manuel Ugarte at Sporting Lisbon. Ruben Diaz for the Portugal national team. And who was our last one in there? Oh, Armando Broja, who was also at Fulham as well. I just chucked that in as a little Brucey bonus. Me, England's Bellingham is the one Norway needs to contain more than Kane. I don't know about that. I kind of think it would be a good thing if teams start thinking that now. Because I think if Bellingham gets the special treatment and Kane is then given space, I think Kane will be very dangerous in that position. So I'd be quite happy for teams to think that. I'm intrigued to see which of the wingers Norway go with. I think England's probably picked themselves after the last game, as Courtois got himself a tactical knock now. But yeah, the Norway wingers will be interesting because they looked so much better in the second half against Brazil. Obviously, for FM fans, shoulder-up's been known for many a year. If it becomes a basketball game, I think we could score a few. Well, that's sort of what I've gone for, Jake. So the score I predicted is 2-2 in normal time and then England to win 3-2 after extra. I think it'll be a really good match. And to be fair, Tom, I'm not confident England progress, but if you were looking neutral, you'd have to say it's probably 60-40. The only game I was confident we would win in this World Cup was the Panama one, and that's the only one we've really won convincingly, isn't it? Is Courtois coming off? Oh no, it's a hydration break. Time for the third and final drink top up and window open. Apologies today for so many breaks during the stream, but it's a hot one. We need them this evening. We'll go and top up the drink for the last time. Get the window open for a couple of minutes. I'll see you in 2 for the last quarter. And will it be extra time? We won't be here if it is. We'll find out. See you in 2 minutes. And we are back again just before the kickoff. We've timed that well this time. Drinks break during a keeper injury, yeah. There is some stupid rule about what minutes they can't do it until, isn't there? But thankfully, common sense prevailed a bit there. Yeah, I'm really intrigued by the two quarterfinals tomorrow for different reasons. I think the England one will be an entertaining game, albeit I'm not 100% confident. I do still think Argentina will get past Switzerland. I think it'll be a really tight game. I think it'll be very hard for Argentina to break them down. Again, it comes down to an early goal. And then, as we've seen in this tournament, Argentina are vulnerable defensively. Switzerland are rapid on the break. They've got the likes of Okafor and Bolo to choose between. Plenty of others in there too. Who else will be the provider for England other than Bellingham? We're sort of reliant on the wide players, aren't you? Obviously, Gordon came on and set up both against DR Congo. Saka set one up in the last game too. I don't think, given the defensive injuries, you're going to see much there. But what we are about to see is Thibaut Courtois go off. He's not finishing the game. Sema Lamans, the Manchester United #1, is getting a run out. He looks furious because that'll be his last World Cup game, won't it? Have we scored a corner since Croatia? We didn't score against Ghana. I can't even remember the goals against Panama. I can't remember the Panama ones. DR Congo we didn't. Mexico we didn't. So unless one of the Panama goals was, then no. He's not a bad replacement, no. He's probably one of the best sub-keepers at the World Cup, isn't he? Henders? What's that? Panama was a corner. Oh, there you go. Ball from Spain. They've seemed to have lost their touch there. Oh, yeah, I remember it now. Yeah, you're right. Lamans with a ball forward. Big game to come into, no matter how well you've done this season. You can see Belgium starting to grow in belief now. Lukaku scored plenty off the bench in this tournament. And Spain at the moment is patient, but it's just... There's no real cutting edge to it. They had a good 10-minute spell, and again, they've just dropped back. It happened after their first goal. They gave away an equaliser. They're going to end up with another sucker punch to deal with here. Oh, they found a little bit of space here, though. Witzel gets caught out of position. It goes wide to Yamal on the right. Gets to the byline. This time goes on his right, and defender's probably happy with that because he's just put it miles wide of the post. Maybe something to work on for the youngster, eh? Unless Belgium win, of course. Indeed, Limerick. He's starting to look... The fact that he's almost inconsolable makes me think that it's going to be an injury that might keep him out of the next one as well. So obviously at this stage of the tournament, you only get the 4 days between the games, don't you? Lukaku wins the flick on. Doku chases, but it's good defending. Ah, right. It's not a BBC graphic, it's the FIFA graphic. It's shown worldwide. That's why we all lose pictures at the same time. But yeah, the FIFA graphics have been interesting this tournament. Oh, through ball towards Mikel, just behind him. Cleared away. Space on the right-hand side for Spain. Yamal cutting in. Options on the edge of the box. Lovely little step over, but eventually it's red and cleared. I was surprised that BBC have only seemingly got one quarter final, have they? They didn't have the game last night, I don't think. Was that ITV? Sure it was. Yeah, because it was Ali McCoist and John Champion, wasn't it? And ITV have got both quarters tomorrow. It seems weird that they're not split 2 and 2. The only BBC one is this one. Oh, Belgium taking risks in their own box again. Not sure this is the time for that, but eventually it's cleared long downfield and it's a chance to break. Lukaku up, this time not able to win the header. Be some tough choices for the Scots over the weekend and semi-final day as well, won't they? Whether they watch the Premier Sports Cup or the World Cup. The Spain right side of the box. Chance to cut back. Chipped into the box by Yamal. Olmo wins the first head up. Witsel clears away. Just not quite happening for Spain at the moment. Lukaku and Laporte having a push around. Laporte holding his face, even though it was nowhere near usual. On down the line. That's what Lukaku's on for. Holds it up really well, but De Bruyne can't quite get on the end of the knockdown. And then Witsel in with a foul. Exactly what he's brought on for as well. I feel like we're edging towards extra time here. I know we've had a lot of late drama in this tournament, but I don't really see where it comes from at the minute. Switch to the right for Yamal, who I think was onside when it was played. Cuts in on his left. Is he going to produce? Oh, lovely overlap from Porro between the defender's legs, but no one in the middle. Doku can break away, but again, they've been held up. It's just not quite been quick enough from either side when they've had the chance to counter. Clever free kick there, won by Raskin, though. I wouldn't mind another 30 of this. No, I'll have to enjoy it from in bed, but yeah, 30 minutes of this would be all right. I could do with it not being on a night where I've got to get up at 5 the next day and then stay up till gone midnight, but you know, it's the dedication we make to a World Cup, isn't it? Do you know what? I was really disappointed, Jake, by Morocco yesterday. I thought they'd be so much more aggressive, given how they played against Brazil, given the fact that they'd had joy in other games. The fact they didn't even really have a go at any point. And I know there's the fear of, look, there's no doubt France, in terms of pace and multi-threat, are the best attack in a tournament by a long way. But the fact they didn't even really have a go at all was, I thought, a bit sad. I thought they could have given them some troubles at the back. I don't think Upamecano's a brilliant defender. Kunde has never been a right back by choice. None of the left backs are world class defensively. I just thought they could maybe have a go. They've still had a good tournament, but you're almost left wondering what might have been there, aren't you? As Jamal right side of the box again. Chance to cross. Blocked away. Go on, Em. Let's have a who am I to get us to the end. Everything to a T. Oliver, very entertaining game. Oh, dad jokes are back. We nearly got through the whole one without that now. Yamal plays a 1-2. That was a nice change of pace from Spain. That's what they need a bit more of. Hey, Oliver, there's been far worse in here. I wouldn't worry. How are you doing as well? I hope things are well. Spain give away the free kick. I wouldn't say it's been a thrilling, entertaining game, but I think it's been an interesting game. Here you go. Williams is coming on now. This will be the test. How fit is he? To be fair to Pedro Porro, it wasn't a foul. Oh, two England players in there. I mean, I haven't thought about it, but if it's not Daiki Hashioka, I'd be surprised because he would have played together with Barkley and Lockyer at Luton, Endo for Japan, Mitoma for Japan, probably all of the others for Japan, and then Koita at Sparta. It's got to be Hashioka. It has to be. Yeah, agreed, Oliver. I can't see anyone else. It was both. He was there for half a year before and after. Was on the left-hand side. Williams makes an instant impact, beats his man, but the cross isn't right. It's over the bar. They spread it out longer, eh? Back in form. Belgium, stop going short with the goal kicks now. Yeah, don't make it Luton based. Too easy for me. Especially the only Japanese player I think we've ever had. Could have got a Dane in there with Mads Anderson, yeah. Still at the club at the moment. Will he be able to stay fit for a few weeks? It's a big question. I'll be seeing him tomorrow, Oliver, probably. I'm going to Hitchin v Luton, very early train, so Mads Anderson may well be in action. We've got a hold up here. I'm not quite sure what for. Jake, are you going to York Sunderland next week? I did have a little look. I was half tempted. Can he trip for a pre-season, Freddie? Well, we're obviously mixing it in with Amy's going for one of her old work colleagues' retirement parties, and we're seeing family and friends and things as well at the weekend. So we worked it in. But as Hitchin were playing Luton at the same time, I thought, what a nice weekend to go. Obviously, got the evening of Norway, England. Should be a fun day. I've been invited to a couple of different potential pub trips with mates, but I'm so tempted to get my old favourite high school curry house and just have a proper night one. Saving the pennies for Europe. I do hope you get a good draw for that. Wasn't it you need, date-wise, you need the first one at home and then a few belters away after the international break in October? Yeah, I might go to York Sunderland next week because I haven't seen a game, but it might be nice to just have a relaxing one to go on. I guess it partly depends if England are in the World Cup final. There'll be a bit of money getting spent on that if so we'll see. First one at home would be great. Weird how this Belgian team has progressed in this tournament. To be honest, it's not even so much weird. It was Senegal's to lose, wasn't it? I know they talk about the penalty that should it have been in VAR intervention or whatever, but the way Senegal panicked from 2-0 up in that game. I mean, it was the most comfortable victory Senegal had on a plate for them against Belgium. Belgium were awful. And then as soon as they concede, we've seen it a lot in this tournament. As soon as a team concedes, Egypt against Argentina, England until half-time against Mexico. As soon as a team concedes, there's panic. As there's a ball in behind on the right-hand side, poor touch Yamal. Comes off his shin, I think, straight through to Lamens. I mean, let's say as well, Oliver, Belgium were incredibly fortunate with the group they got. That was, without doubt, the lowest standard group in the tournament. Although I say that, I feel kind of bad. I've said that. And then you've got two teams in the last 8 from it, haven't you? So maybe you can't say that. Or last 16, sorry. So maybe you can't say it. Spain keeper came there, got himself in a bit of trouble. Rudy Garcia's asking to have a check. Something's happened. We're carrying on. Yeah, how they got through that Senegal game, I'll never know. They were absolutely atrocious in that match. I'm trying to think which one of the draws it was that I watched in the group stage with them, because there was one that was overnight that I didn't see. Belgium playing out again, taking their time. They'll be absolutely thrilled to be in this scenario, given what they would have expected start of the game. They'd maybe have predicted it to be 0-0 rather than 1-0, but they'll take it. But they've given it away to Spain here, and yeah, a few of the cynical fouls coming now. Michael Oliver's going to be busy getting that yellow card out for the next 10 minutes. Yeah, there wasn't much doubt about that one, was there? I'm intrigued to see how you think this goes next time, as De Bruyne's coming off now with 85 gone. Alexis Sailmaker, so they're going for the pace on the break option again. Hamburg in Denmark for their pre-season. That's cool. The weirdest one for me was the AS Roma trip to Wales, where they're playing Newport and Cardiff and the likes at the end of the month. It's a bit of a weird one. I have got pretty much all of my schedule panned in now to the end of September, which includes 3 or 4 new grounds, depending on the League Cup second round. Kukurea goes for a nice dive there. And a few Luton ones as well. And a new non-league one too. So I'm getting organised to get grounds done this year. As Jamal breaks down the right-hand side, ball into the edge of the box just behind Torres. He was unmarked as well. Cross into the back post. Headed away to the edge as far as Kukurea. Williams. Much quicker from Spain, moving it with a bit of purpose. That's a lovely first touch from Yamal. Plays the 1-2. He's in behind. Oh, he's gone back in on his left again. It's the only thing for Yamal. He's got to improve that right foot. It's just too predictable. Unfortunately, no friendly versus Copenhagen like last year. You can't have it all, Oliver. Luton have got one in Spain against the Saudi side, bizarrely. As Williams left-hand side again, up against the fullback. Good ball across. Both strikers made the same run. I'm not sure yet, Aiden. It's not going to be right at the start of the season. The trains, as predicted, were too expensive. I really like the look of Dumbarton. I think that's one I would possibly do. The other one we looked at, I'm trying to remember from the group stage. Is it maybe East Kilbride? I can't remember who it was. Yeah, I'd like to get one done this year in Scotland at the very least. Spain slowing it down again, but they work it 30 yards out. Go for the shot. Lammen spills it. Rebounds in. Oh, it's a horror moment for the Belgian sub-keeper. And it's late drama again at the World Cup. How many times in this tournament are we going to see late goals? Sema Lammens. It's the one thing. It's the one thing that really annoys me in this tournament. It's not the fact that the goalkeepers palm it. There's nothing wrong with that. But they palm it back out into danger instead of wide at the post. And there he is, Mikel Merino again. You've got to give him... He's got a knack of arriving in the right place at the right time, hasn't he? I mean, the centre-half... To be fair, it's the centre-half that was probably at fault for the goal. Oh, it's really poor keeping. He's tried to hold it instead of parry it round the post. And unfortunately, that is just sending Belgium home. I was waiting to check there wasn't any disallowed goal or anything. Goal awarded. Oh, I meant for the Belgian goal in the first half. Kabasi, who got under it. Yeah, that's poor from Lammens. Unfortunately, it's a World Cup nightmare debut. Probably the better semi-final. Yeah, it'll be an interesting clash of styles, Spain v France. Whereas if we'd had France Belgium, it would have been exactly the same game as Morocco, but with France, wouldn't it? So it does make for a better semi-final. Makes England's route harder no matter who they face, because it's two teams that have knocked them out of the last two tournaments if they get to the final. But fair play. What a moment for Marino. Late winner in the last game, late winner in this one. And Spain now, the first time in this game, all they've got to do is keep the ball, and it's the one thing they can't do at the minute. It's like a hot potato in there. I thought initially he'd just parried it and it had gone back out into danger, but no, he's tried to hold it and it's ended up, I think it's almost hit his knee on the way in, hasn't it? This Spain manager, what a record, eh? Obviously, it'll be interesting to see who Norway come up against in the semi-final between Argentina and Switzerland. See what you did there, Oliver. Lovely stuff. On a genuine note, I think it will be uh what's in the year? I think it will be Argentina just against Switzerland. And I'd back England just against Norway, but I think it'll be a tight game. I think both of them will have one goal in them at most. Well, I've only got 7 minutes. There haven't been that many delays, have they? Because the game's flowed generally. With Spain, it's always in play a lot. Obviously, Courtois had the injury, but then they took the hydration break, so he didn't add any extra time. We've not had any long VAR checks. We've not had any long delays. But the good thing is, Aidan, you never do a hate watch, do you? You don't do a hate watch, but it'd be glorious. Just go and vote. Look, there's good news for Scottish fans tomorrow. The domestic season starts again. You've all got something to concentrate on because it's obviously been weeks since Scotland went out of the World Cup. You've got a big game at home to Airdrie. Oh, hang on a minute. The Spain keeper's come. He's in no man's land. Oh, he's saved by his centre half. Is it Laporte? It is. My God, the keeper's having a go. Might need Calamity Dave on at this rate because Unai Simon has seen Lamans and said, I'll raise you a different one. Bit of sympathy there, maybe. Well, I was talking about the England game because Oliver was, and I'm English. And it's the next game in the World Cup quarter-final. Oh, that's a foul. Spain, the dark arts are coming out now. 5 minutes to go. Are Belgium going to get one more chance? Lukaku's not really had one yet. It astonishes me how many rivals Dundee managed to have. How have they got Dundee United and Airdrie and Rangers and everyone else? So most clubs just have one. A Spain breakaway, Belgium don't win it from the set piece, and now it's a 4-on-2, but the through ball again is so poor. And obviously Macca's lot are on TV tomorrow against Dundee United, aren't they? In the evening. A reminder, we will be back on Tuesday for France v Spain by the looks of it in a semi-final. I'm hopeful from a selfish point of view that that will be the last watch-along of the World Cup. But if for any reason England are in one of the other games, we will be showing that as well. So if Norway go through, we'll be live on Wednesday as well. If England don't make the final, we'll be live on Sunday night. But for now, as it stands, Tuesday night, France v Spain will be our last watch along. And it will be one hell of a good one as well. Airdrie's coming from my Clydebank side, but they're not playing Clydebank, they're playing Dundee, so there's no rivalry in that one. The same as like Tom follows Arsenal and then Luton, but if he was going to Luton v Spurs, I doubt he'd be drumming up the same level of hatred as he would if it was Arsenal v Spurs. Oh, I tell you what, Axel Witzel's in trouble. That's a bad challenge on Rodri. I wonder what VAR will do here. Nothing, apparently. Very interesting. Right hand side for Belgium. Chance to get the cross in. I thought it was a red as well, Oliver. I was very surprised. We just cracked on a minute ago. Ball into the box for Belgium. Half headed away. Only cleared to the halfway line, but then Belgium give it away again. And now 3-on-3. Michael Oliver almost gets in the way. But Belgium have it out on the right-hand side. There's another chance to cross. It's in early towards the back post. Simon comes. Lukaku takes it off him, but he wipes it out of his hand to do so. Oh, Axel Witsel did get a yellow. I thought he'd get more than that. Let's have a look at this again. Yeah, Lukaku's just gone steaming in for the header and he's taken Simon out. Only 1 minute to go. You kind of feel like that was the last chance. The Belgian fans seem to think that as well. I think their surprisingly long run has come to an end. And for the last few members of that golden generation that have carried on in this squad, I think unfortunately it will be an unsuccessful end. As Cucurella breaks forward, might fancy a shot himself here. I mean, it's a good effort straight at Lamans, but he's got to play it wide to Williams there. Because now 30 seconds to go and there's another chance. But the Lamans kick is awful. He has had a rotten old half an hour, hasn't he? Rodri in the middle of the park. I'll be interested to see if anyone seems to think that Witzel one's already. It's just sort of been glossed over and we carried on straight away. Breaking behind it, Porro on the right. He's been possessed for Spain, hasn't he? Cleared away at the front post. It should be about it. The final whistle goes. Is Manzambi back tomorrow? I'm not sure, Jake. Obviously, with it being the England game, there's basically no media articles on the mainstream sites about anyone other than that, is there? Spain are through with a 2-1 victory. Actually, a better game than I expected it to be, and a far better game than last night. Mikel Merino is the hero for the second successive game for Spain. And he does the work to get us all an early night. Fingers crossed, France-Spain will be a good semi-final. We will be back for that on Tuesday. Oh, he's not back tomorrow, Jake. That makes a difference, doesn't it? I guess against Argentina, having the likes of Mbolo Okafor breaking away, I don't think that's that bad an option. We're going to go and find somebody to raid if you're following us over on Twitch to enjoy the rest of the evening. We'll be back on Tuesday once we return from a lovely sunny pre-season trip down south. Right, Yakin confirmed it in the presser. But is it mind games, Oliver? Is it mind games? It's always the big question. We're going to go over to Tony Jameson. He's in Scotland. I've got to go there, haven't I, as there's a few Scots in. Enjoy the rest of your evening, everyone. Have a good weekend. Enjoy the doubleheader tomorrow night, especially if you're a neutral and you can. There he is, Aiden. He's always been a Norwegian Viking, hasn't he? All I hope is that you've got your Argentinian and Swiss stuff ready for next week. Have a good evening all. I hope you're keeping well. And enjoy yourselves in the heat. Don't get too hot. I'll see you on Tuesday. Take care.